It is the Yuki-Onna type, hailing all the way back from the days of Medarot 1. It is QUN00 Auroraqueen, coming with the kit of triple freeze shot, biped legs, and the snow type leg ability, which grants S rank on snowy terrain in addition to the leg standard matches. Now, we may or may not have seen Auroraqueen in events past as an enemy NPC, but this is now her official grand debut into the game as a pullable model, and much like it has been with others, it is always wonderful to see yet another wonderful addition to the game. Free shot, honestly, we have seen it before, so it is nothing new, but it is essentially a shooting variant of the freeze attack, which will paralyze an enemy by, naturally, freezing them solid, rendering them unable to defend or evade attacks, meaning that the next attack to land on the target, if they are not unfrozen, is guaranteed to land, and guaranteed to land a critical hit on top of that. So that alone puts Auroraqueen in a very solid spot as someone who can very quickly put someone to a ice-cold stop on the field for someone to come up right behind her and finish the job with a high-powered nuke, to make for very easy and very quick paralyze ailment stun locking strategies. Now, naturally, with her being all ailment based, her biggest weakness and the biggest drawback to her on the field will be anyone that is using stat cleanse, as since that does negate ailments, it will very much so hinder a lot of what Auroraqueen may be able to do on the field, if she is on it or off it. Across the board, she's pretty well balanced, maybe just a little squishy in terms of how well females go. About 2950 HP for the head, about 2850 per arm. However, her legs are pretty well impressive at almost 3900 HP, which is pretty solid, meaning that her legs can take a pretty solid hit before the arms of the hit end up having to take any of the blows. Unfortunately, however, it does look like she is kind of lacking a little bit in a lot of the other departments. In the success department, between 1133, 1177, and 1065, hits are very well likely to land, so landing hits really isn't going to be an issue. And since all three of her attacks are ailments, base power really isn't going to be an issue either. Primarily, it's her legs that's also going to be holding her back just a little bit. With the mobility of 835, she is going to be moving pretty fast on any kind of terrain that bipeds are good on, but more so especially snow-type terrain because of the passive ability, of course. With an evade, however, of 795, she isn't going to be the greatest at dodging or grazing attacks, unfortunately. And of course, with the resist of 758 and 1108, her overall damage reduction abilities will be kind of mixed as well, kind of making her not quite a glass cannon, but she can be rather squishy depending on how much of an offensive or a supportive role that she does choose to take. As a pure set score, I would rate her a pretty solid 6 out of 10 across the board. For what she does very well, and given that none of her parts are heavy, meaning that that her parts are fantastic for fitting in ice freeze shot anywhere in particular that you would need to make use of a freeze type or a paralyze type ailment. But as a pure set, that does actually end up hurting Auroraqueen, because the fact that it does go into the triple ailment redundancy argument, which does hurt her overall viability just a little bit. As pure sets, as a mixed parts set though, I would rate her much higher at a 7.5 out of 10 for the reasons stated above. Freeze shot, because it is on all three parts and none of them are heavy, you can fit them on just about any team, especially mono female teams, where you might need to make use of a freeze ailment to help stun the competition and buy you those extra few seconds of time to help you turn the tables. And of course, with the very good mobility at 835 on her legs, she is going to be moving at a pretty solid speed overall across the board without anyone really standing in her way.